How's everyone doing today? Shankar Puri here, and today we're going to talk about the Bitcoin price. We've definitely moved up in price and everyone's excited, but we're going to take a look at the price to see if is this a real pump or are we getting faked out. So please remember, I'm not a financial advisor and everything in these videos is just for entertainment purposes only. So without further ado, let's dive right into the charts. All right, guys. So, this is great. Bitcoin has definitely broken out. So there's this trend line that we had here, that I was saying that we need to watch, and I would, flip bullish, well, more bullish than I already was once we break. So good news is that this looks like a clean breakout. So this is the daily time frame, and we had a very clean breakout. If we zoom in here, so zoom in into so what we really want to look at is right here, is this volume on the push. So this candle had a lot of volume. So for me, it looks like this was a clean break. It doesn't look like we're going to fake out and then move further down. It actually does look like we are, gonna, of course, there's always pullbacks. We may pull back, we could even come back to 45, but we are anticipating our ascension, right? So some reasons why we may even get this pullback, maybe tomorrow or today, is that the SPX, so the S&P 500, we're currently at a resistance. So the S&P, so I haven't talked about it a couple of days, so let me bring it up here. So if we look at the S&P 500, we are currently, here, let me bold this in red. So this red is the 200-day moving average. So like I said, the 200-day moving average, so this red line here, is very important for us to get over. So we've currently gone over this 200-day moving average because a lot of investors, their strategy is to purchase stocks and the S&P around the 200-day moving average. The last time that we visited the 200-day moving average was all the way back here, in August of 2020. So that's the last opportunity investors had to buy against the 200-day moving average. So we got underneath it. We're currently above it, but what we need to be careful of and be cautious of is that if we get rejected and go further down, we could still start seeing this as resistance. So we're not fully out of the woods yet. So Bitcoin tomorrow, if the S&P opens, we could get a nice rejection, maybe a test. That would take more than a couple of days. Maybe a nice rejection or consolidation, and then maybe a move higher to make higher highs. So that could be something we may anticipate. So that's when Bitcoin may experience a little bit of a pullback, to retest. I don't think it will retest all the way down here because the market is pretty bullish. Could retest and then move higher, right? So that could be a possibility. But as for Bitcoin's price, we are looking good, guys. It's fulfilled on the Bitcoin chart everything that we have. I've said that it needs to fulfill. We needed to get above this trend line here, which we have. We have on the weekly charts, we've maintained. Here. So like I said, we do have this bullish divergence and coming in here. So we have this bullish divergence, which we've been tracking. So like I said, bullish divergence takes a little time to play out. So things don't happen tomorrow. And I know when I was starting to trade, I was like, hey, this isn't working out. But it does take some time to play out. But the most important for me is we were looking at this Wyckoff accumulation schematic, right? We were looking at this Wyckoff accumulation schematic, and we are looking good, guys. We are looking fantastic. So if I pull it up here, this Wyckoff accumulation schematic, let me show you where we are. So this is the schematic here. over here. And this is the chart. So we're looking good, guys. We're en route to make higher highs. So if we were to say, we'd be in phase D right now. So that's where we would currently be at a phase D. So we'd be right here, getting to the SOS eventually. Once we get to this price up here, this around this blue line that I've identified. So we're looking great. We are looking fantastic. Everything for me on my ends and my chart has confirmed that we are going to see higher highs. So let's also look at the NVT, and we'll look at it, but it's definitely showing red because we're in an uptrend right now. And so we have the NVT and we have the stochastic RSI. So if we zoom in on the weekly, zoom out on the weekly, we have the momentum still to the upside. Okay, we still have the momentum to the upside. This could go on for 1 or 2 more weeks. Definitely go on for 1 or 2 more weeks, and then we could see, maybe the end of the cycle, maybe not. Who knows? Could see a bear market. I do not know. But as of this week, and this week continues, we are looking very good for the price action. So I am anticipating higher highs. But just remember, stay level-headed. And as soon as we start making higher highs, that's the moment we also need to start looking for an exit, right? So where are we here? So this is the TLT. And as we've stated, that the TLT shows when people are risk on and risk off, and it's just been falling off a cliff. We do have bullish divergence on it, so I am expecting a bounce sometime. So I'll show you here. RSI. Yeah, so let me show you this RSI. So relative strength index. So we have this bullish divergence playing out right here. So we have this bullish divergence right here. So I am anticipating a bounce of some sort, whether it comes up here and then further down, or we go up here and further down. We just need to be cognizant of the fact that this is forming. And just like how we had the bullish divergence on the weekly for Bitcoin, it took a couple weeks, even months to play out. This may take a month or 2 to play out, so it could just be consolidating for 2 or 3 weeks. But eventually, we may expect higher highs in the TLT, so the bonds. So I just want to show you guys the correlation between this and Bitcoin. So, oh man, sometimes it's a bit difficult to show Bitcoin. Yeah, sometimes it's a bit difficult to show the Bitcoin chart because it moves so exponentially. Let me see if I can get it. Let's see if we can get this. Yeah, maybe we won't be able to. That's okay. That's a-okay. Okay. So yeah, so we may expect, this was a low. We could expect, a high and then a further down. But, just keep in mind, when the TLT goes down, shows individuals are being risk on. When it moves up, shows people are being risk off. So mind you, this date over here was the beginning of March, middle of March, and it literally came all the way up here. And what happened to the Bitcoin price? The Bitcoin price in this time, people were saying we were in a bear market for a good amount of it. So I'd say from here to August, so this was the summertime, individuals are saying we're in a bear market, right? And then we had a bit of a correction of the TLT, where alts did fly and had a good time. So keep that in mind as we continue, that this will move up in some time. So let's look at now the USDT. So like I said, the USDT in every video, which I have said, is inversely correlated with Bitcoin. And I can show this. You can see the inverse correlation. So what are we looking for on the TLT? We anticipated a breakdown of this trend, of this from this resistance. We were anticipating the breakdown, and we broke down out of this bullish pattern here. So we broke out of this bullish pattern, and we're breaking down. So what we're looking for is test around here to maybe start taking profits on positions. So we may consolidate, come down. You know, it may take a month or two, who knows. But when we start getting to these levels, we want to start looking to exit some positions, right? So there's that. We got the total 3 looking great. So this is the altcoins, all the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it's breaking out right now. So right now it's having a good time. It's breaking out. We had a resistance line here, resistance zone here, and we've broken through that resistance zone. We have another resistance zone here. So on all these resistance zones, just be cautious of it that it's here. So when you're holding your alts, if you get pullbacks, yeah, at least you know why you're getting pullbacks, or you can take profits close to these resistance zones on your alts. But the way this momentum is going at the moment, I mean, we might have a swift move up, you know, into new highs, and then come back and bounce. But who knows, right? Who knows? So right now everything's looking great for the Bitcoin price. Next video we're going to talk about the 10-year versus 2-year yields inverting and what that can possibly mean, and also the upcoming recession that is going to be taking place after this melt up, which I do believe we are at the beginning of a final melt up phase of this long bull market that started way back. So this, I believe, is the final phase. It's going to catch a lot of people off guard, my opinion. We'll see how it plays out. But, you know, stay level-headed. And one thing I've learned is taking profits is always better than taking no profits. So as we continue and we undergo this final melt up, it's going to be a lot faster than last year, or 2020, right? 2020 and beginning of 2021. It's going to be a lot swifter, and you're going to see a lot of gains in a short period of time, providing we are in the last melt up phase of this market. So just take profits. If you take profits too early, trust me, when we have this massive crash, most of what you bought and where you sold it at, you're going to be able to buy at a cheaper price anyways. So tune in next time for that video as we are taking off. It's also important for us to start talking about potential, you know, where we can see how high this market's going, the relations between Bitcoin, the stock market, money printing, and all that, because all these markets are interrelated. And if you can, you know, understand a little bit and, you know, see where we've headed, where we've been in the past to gauge your future, then you can have better success. All right, so thank you so much, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share if you like this video, and tune in next time for some more TA on Bitcoin and the rest of the markets. Thank you.